In the village of Òrun-Oṣù, nestled deep within the ancient forest of Nigeria, a baby girl was born under a rare red moon. Her name was Ade, meaning, the crown brings joy. The whole village came to see the child born under such an omen, but when the midwives looked into her wide, quiet eyes, they gasped. "She does not cry," whispered one midwife. "She does not see," whispered another. The Babalawo, the village priest, arrived. He was an old man with long white hair and cowries tied into his beard. He looked at the silent baby and nodded solemnly. "This child is blind to the sun," he said, "but the moon shall open her eyes." Her mother, Yemareo, wrapped her tightly in a soft cloth and whispered into her ear, "You are still my joy, no matter what." As Ade grew, she learned to live in her darkness. During the day, she listened closely to the voices around her. She followed the beat of the pestle when her mother pounded yam. She felt the heat of the fire, the rough texture of bark, and the cool breeze on her skin. She could name every person in the village by their footsteps and every bird by its song. Children would sometimes throw stones near her or run in circles shouting that she was a cursed girl. But she held her chin high. Her mother had told her she was a crown, and she believed it. Then, on the night of her 7th birthday, Ade woke from sleep and blinked. The moonlight spilled through the cracks in their hut's roof, and for the first time, she saw. She saw her sleeping mother, the mat on the floor, and the dancing shadows on the wall. She stepped outside and gazed at the night sky, full of stars like tiny lanterns in the heavens. From that night on, she could see only when the moon was out. By day, her world was still dark. But by night, she wandered through the village and the forest, learning more than most people knew. She learned to track animals, speak to trees, and listen to spirits that danced in the shadows. She became known as Ojuel, the eyes of the night. Ade grew quickly. By the time she was 10, she was helping the old Babalawo interpret dreams. By 13, she was known for healing sick children by whispering to the spirits of the stream. She spoke to things no one else could see, spirit children that laughed at night, ancient trees that groaned with memory, and small fireflies with human faces. Some villagers feared her. Others worshipped her. But she remained humble, always returning home to help her mother fetch water and sweep their compound. One day, an old woman came to her, her hands shaking. "My son speaks lies. He blames his sister for stealing yams. But she is innocent. Can you help me?" That night, Ade saw a small black cloud hovering around the boy's head. It whispered into his ears, feeding him jealousy. The next morning, she told the family the truth. The boy confessed and cried. News of her gift spread beyond Òrun-Oṣù. People from other villages came to see the girl who could see what others could not. Some brought gifts. Others brought questions about love, loss, and death. She answered as best she could, always by moonlight. By the time Ade turned 19, a strange darkness began to spread across the land. Birds circled aimlessly in the sky. Children had nightmares and refused to sleep. The river began to murmur unpleasant things. One night, as she stood beneath the moon, Ade saw a thick black mist slithering into the village like a snake. Inside it was a tall woman with eyes like burning coals and hair like smoke. Her name was Ajogun, the spirit of fear, confusion, and lies. Ajogun whispered into people's ears as they slept. Soon, friends began to distrust each other. Siblings argued. Families turned cold. The warmth of the village began to fade. Ade tried to warn the elders, but they scoffed. "You are still a girl. Let us handle matters of the spirit." But the Babalawo, now very old and weak, called her to his hut. "Go to the oracle tree," he said. "Only it knows what to do." That night, as she prepared for the journey, her mother wept. "Will you return to me?" Ade held her mother's hands. "If the moon allows it, I will." Ade packed only what her mother gave her: a small gourd of palm oil, a cowrie shell, a strip of an old wrapper, and a piece of yam. She walked under the light of the moon. The forest knew her, and it sang to her. Spirits whispered, "She walks again." A glowing fish led her across the river, and a one-eyed bush spirit led her through thick vines. She encountered many trials. A tree spirit demanded a song of truth. A lost soul tried to make her forget her name. But she held on to her identity and purpose. On the fourth night, she reached the oracle tree, older than the sky, its bark covered in ancient runes. She knelt and sang, "You Oran, you I come with truth and love today." The tree opened its eyes and spoke. "To defeat Ajogun, you must give up your eyes of the night. You shall see by day but never again by moonlight." Tears welled in her eyes. The night was her friend. But the village needed her. "I will do it," she whispered. The oracle tree dropped a silver leaf into her hand. "Place this over your eyes at sunrise." At dawn, she pressed the silver leaf to her eyes. A warm wind blew through her, and her world turned golden. She saw the sunrise for the first time, how it painted the sky with fire and joy. She ran through the village. She could see the people, their faces worn and tired. She found Ajogun walking in the square, disguised as a traveler, her red eyes glowing. "That is not a visitor. That is Ajogun," Ade shouted. People turned, confused. But as she pointed, the mist began to lift. The elders gasped. Children cried out. The villagers joined hands and sang an old chant. Ajogun writhed, twisted, and exploded into ash, vanishing with a scream. Ade became a hero. Songs were written about her. Children played games pretending to be eyes of the night. But in her heart, she missed the stars, the quiet forest, the spirits who had become her friends. She missed their laughter, their dances, their songs that echoed like wind through leaves. She would sit by her window at night, eyes open, but the world remained blank. No light, no shadows, no spirits. One night, a glowing creature knocked gently on her window. "We miss you," it said. "The forest is sad." She cried for the first time in many moons. She returned to the oracle tree and begged, "Let me see the night again. Let me walk with my old friends." The tree was quiet for a long time, then dropped a black leaf. "Place this on your eyes at moonrise. You will see again, but you will become part of the spirit world. You will not grow old. You will fade from the world of men." She hesitated, but her heart was steady. "I accept." That night, she saw the moon again, and the stars, and the laughter of spirits welcomed her. She spent her nights healing lost souls, guiding travelers, and whispering stories to the trees. By day, her mother noticed her fading. "You are pale, my daughter. You do not eat." "I am no longer fully of this world," Ade said softly. One day, she walked with her mother to the river. "It is time. I will come with you." "No," she said. "You must stay." She hugged her mother, her body already growing transparent. She walked into the forest, sat beneath the oracle tree, and smiled. Her body vanished like smoke. The villagers built a shrine under the oracle tree. They left offerings of yam, flowers, and songs. Children grew up hearing her story. When the moon is full, some say a girl dances among the trees, her eyes glowing like the stars. Her name is Ade, the eyes of the night. Many years passed, and the village of Òrun-Oṣù grew. New children were born, and old ones became elders. But in every season, the name Ade was spoken, sometimes in song, sometimes in prayer. At night, when the moon was high and the wind moved through the forest like a quiet drumbeat, children would gather near the oracle tree, their eyes wide with wonder. "Tell us the story again," they would beg the old griot, who sat with a talking drum and a fire by his feet. And he would nod, his voice low and steady, like the river at dusk. She was born without sight, yet saw more than any of us. She gave up the day for the night, then the night for the day. And in the end, she became the bridge between both. Sometimes, just before sleep took them, the children would see a flicker of movement among the trees. A soft laugh, a shimmer of silver, a glow like moonlight on water. They would smile and whisper, "She's watching." Ade's mother, old and slow now, would still walk to the oracle tree. She no longer cried. She brought fresh yam and kola nuts, placing them gently at the base of the shrine. "I see you, my daughter," she would whisper. "Even in darkness, I see you." And somewhere in the breeze, laughter would answer her. The world remembered. The forest remembered. And under the eyes of the moon, so did the night. Moral of the story: all gifts come with sacrifice. And the greatest courage is to choose what helps others, even if it breaks your own heart.